Video analysis number 4, which is looking at the landing mechanics for Skylar. So a little background on Skylar. He's a 22-year-old male. He plays Division III baseball here at Aurora University, and his primary position is a pitcher. So proper landing mechanics, we look at weight distribution, knee position, back and shin angle, trunk flexion, center of mass, and foot position. So if we look at the depth drop from a sagittal view, here's this. So here's his depth drop from the frontal view. So a summary for the area of concern. So from sagittal view, we saw the knee varus. The weight distribution went to the right. His knees and toes are not in line. His feet are a bit wider than shoulder width apart. And then his right toe pointed out. If we want to look at the summary for area of concerns for his frontal view, his knees and toes are not in line, his right toe is pointed out, and then his weight shifts forward. So I looked at a article that talked about the lumbopelvic control compared to injuries in baseball pitchers. So the subjects were 347 professional pitchers. The tests that they performed were a single leg raise test during the last 2 weeks of their spring training. So if you look to the right, it kind of describes exactly how the test was done. The lumbopelvic control was measured by peak anterior posterior deviation of the pelvis relative to the starting position. And the results showed that for the highest tertile, a missed of a mean of 98.6 days due to injury within the season. Then for the middle tertile, the mean of missed days were 45.8 days due to injury, and then the lowest tertile was a mean of 43.8 days due to an injury. So exercise protocol that I came up with, the first list, I kind of focus on strengthening the lumbar. So those include just bridges, dead bugs, and pelvic tilt. Another list would be lumbar and pelvic position. So what I looked at for this is essentially when we're doing certain movements and we want our lumbar and pelvic to move in line with each other. So I chose single leg step ups. That way they can really focus. Yeah, you're stepping up with that one single leg, but you want to make sure that your hip and back aren't tilting opposite directions. Single leg depth drop, same idea. When you're landing on the ground, you want that pelvic and your lumbar nice and flat. And then single leg bridges, same idea. You're not twisting to the side or upwards, and your lumbar and pelvic are staying in line and moving together well. For list 3, I looked at strengthening the lumbar, so just normal things such as deadlifts, kettlebell swings, and squats. And then here are my references.